Sharpe's Tiger is the first historical novel in the Richard Sharpe series by Bernard Cornwell and was first published in 1997. Sharpe is a private in the British Army serving in India at Seringapatam. Place of novel in series, the first chronologically of the Richard Sharpe series by Bernard Cornwell. This and the succeeding two novels set in India provide the backstory to Sharpe's army life, filling in the stories mentioned in the later novels set in the Napoleonic Wars in Europe and showing how this private began his climb up the ranks of the British Army, a possible but rare event in that era. It takes place in Mysore, India, and tells of Sharpe's adventures and triumphs against the Tipu Sultan during the siege of Seringapatam in 1799. Plot summary: Richard Sharpe is a private in the 33rd Regiment of Foot in the British Army, currently invading Mysore and advancing on the Tipu Sultan's capital city of Seringapatam. Sharpe is contemplating desertion with his paramour, widow Mary Bickerstaff. His sadistic company sergeant Obadiah Hakeswill and company commander Captain Morris wish to use Mary as a prostitute and so engineer a scheme that results in Hakeswill deliberately provoking Sharpe into attacking him. The incident is witnessed by Morris and a junior officer, Ensign Hicks, resulting in Sharpe's court-martial and a virtual death sentence of 2,000 lashes for the private. He is saved, however, when the regiment's commander, Arthur Wellesley, the later 1st Duke of Wellington, halts the punishment at 200 lashes. It emerges that Lieutenant William Lawford has requested Sharpe to join him in a special mission, which he agrees to with the guarantee that he will be made a sergeant if successful. Lawford and Sharpe are ordered to pose as deserters to rescue Colonel Hector McCandless, chief of the British East India Company's intelligence service. Sharpe's flogging inadvertently providing the ideal cover story for them. Although Lawford is nominally in command, Sharpe quickly dominates the lieutenant by force of personality and, without authorization, brings Mary on the mission. Furthermore, Sharpe helps establish Lawford's cover story, having the lieutenant pose as a thieving clerk who is deserting with Sharpe after witnessing the latter's punishment. They are soon captured by scouts from the Tipu's army and led to Seringapatam, where they meet Colonel Gudin, a French military advisor to the Tipu. During their interrogation, the Tipu enters and orders them a load muskets, which takes Lawford far longer to do so than Sharpe, and then kill a British prisoner. As Sharpe prepares to execute the prisoner, who is actually Colonel McCandless, he is able to covertly tell McCandless that he is a double agent and learns that the Tipu has set a trap for the British by mining the weakest portion of the city walls and that they can get a message to the British via a spy in the city. Upon his attempt to shoot McCandless, the musket misfires, so Sharpe beats him instead before being halted by the Tipu. Lawford and Sharpe are enlisted with Gudin's troops, whilst Mary is sent to work as a servant in the household of one of the Tipu's generals, Apparao, who, unknown to the Tipu, secretly supports the British since they plan to restore the Hindu Raja if the Muslim Tipu is defeated. Whilst Lawford is furious at Sharpe for trying to kill McCandless, Sharpe reveals what he learned from the colonel and that he knew that he would not be able to shoot McCandless since he recognized that the powder they were given was bad. His attempt to execute, and subsequent beating of, the colonel was to help prove that they were sincere deserters. As they search from the British spy, they start to earn the trust of their enemies as Lawford kills a British scout as part of a loyalty test, and Sharpe helps defend a Mysore encampment which is attacked by the British. During this attack, Sharpe encounters Hakeswill and tries to kill him but is stopped by Gudin, who wants prisoners. Several other members of his former regiment are captured, though Morris escapes, and they're led back to Seringapatam where Hakeswill spots Lawford in the crowd. Sharpe is rewarded for his actions in the attack by the Tipu and is allowed to visit Mary. When they reunite, however, he finds that she has left him for one of Aparao's men, Cornwell Singh, news which Sharpe takes in good grace. Meanwhile, the Tipu orders the prisoners executed by his personal bodyguard, the fearsome Jettis, but Hakeswill is spared as he reveals Lawford's true rank and that, given that officers rarely desert, Sharpe and the lieutenant as spies. The two are captured and Sharpe is tortured until Lawford reveals the mission. Guden then tells them that the spy they sought in the city had been killed weeks before and fed to the Tipu's pet tigers. They are then imprisoned with McCandless and Hakeswill as the British Army prepares to attack the city by attempting to breach the booby-trapped wall. During their imprisonment, Lawford and McCandless teach Sharpe to read in order that he may be a more effective sergeant. After days of bombardment, the British finally breach the wall and prepare to attack. With the assault imminent, Apparao orders Cornwell Singh to release McCandless, so that the colonel may prevent the British looting his home, whilst the Tipu orders Sharpe, Lawford and McCandless executed as a sacrifice. Mary joins Singh as he sets out to release McCandless and helps Sharpe escape by providing him a pistol which he uses to kill the tiger guarding them. Sharpe then swiftly defeats the Jettis sent to kill them as he, Lawford and McCandless escape, though they leave Hakeswill in the cells. Lawford and Sharpe then sabotage the mine by setting it off prematurely and capture Guden in the process. With the early detonation of the mine, Rao decides to abandon the Tipu and withdraws his men from the battle, resulting in the fight swinging decisively towards the British. Leaving Lawford with Guden, Sharpe returns to Hakeswill and throws him to the Tipu's tigers, hoping they will eat the sergeant. He then hunts down the Tipu, who was fleeing the city, and kills him before looting his corpse. But in recognition of the Tipu's undoubted bravery, Sharpe refrains from taking the enormous ruby adorning his turban, and salutes the dying man in his last moments. The British take control of the city and install the Raja as ruler, though very much as a British puppet. Hakeswill survives the encounter with the tigers since they had been fed prior to the battle and so wouldn't eat him. Sharpe, who has now been promoted to the rank of sergeant, refuses to take credit for killing the Tipu since he would most likely be robbed of the jewels he took from the dead sultan if he admits a being the one who killed him. Despite his denial, McCandless suspects that Sharpe was the one who killed the Tipu but does not pursue the subject, instead offering Sharpe the chance to work with him again as they watch the Tipu's funeral. Characters: Richard Sharpe, the protagonist, private in the British Army serving in India. William Lawford, Sharpe's lieutenant who aids him in freeing Colonel McCandless. Mary Bickerstaff, a widowed half-Indian Army wife, now attached to Sharpe. General George Harris. Major General David Baird, a former prisoner within Seringapatam now itching for revenge. Colonel Arthur Wellesley, later 1st Duke of Wellington. Colonel Hector McCandless, Scottish intelligence officer for the British East India Company, held captive by the Tipu Sultan in the dungeons of Seringapatam. Tipu Sultan, the Indian king who was killed by Sharpe. His red ruby and some of his other jewels are stolen by Sharpe. Colonel Jean Guden, a French advisor to the Tipu Sultan. Sergeant Obadiah Hakeswill becomes Sharpe's enemy, engineering his sentence to 2,000 lashes. Brevet Lieutenant Fitzgerald, murdered by Hakeswill during a battle outside Seringapatam. Ensign Hicks, the junior officer serving with the Light Company. Captain Morris, the commanding officer of 33rd Light Company. Major Shee, the commanding officer of the 33rd Regiment. Colonel Gent, the officer in charge of engineering the breach. General Apparao, the Hindu officer and friend of Colonel McCandless serving in the Sultan's army. Publication history. 1997 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 0002250101. Pub date 2 June 1997. Hardback. 1997 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 00105335-3. Pub date 16 June 1997. Or audio cassette. 1997 USA. HarperCollins publishes ISBN 006-101269-6. Pub date October 1997. Hardback. 1997 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 00225011X. Pub date 3 November 1997. Paperback. 1998 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 00649035-2. Pub date 1 June 1998. Paperback. 1999 USA. Chivers Press ISBN 0754012425. Pub date 1 March 1999. Hardback. 2001 USA. Rebound by Sagebrush ISBN 0613370430. Pub date October 2001. Hardback. 2002 USA. Chivers Audiobooks ISBN 0754054810. Pub date 16 June 1997. Or audio CD. 2005 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 00721814-1. Pub date 15 June 2005. Or audio cassette. 2006 UK. HarperCollins ISBN 00723504-6. Pub date 18 April 2006. Paperback.